Gun Sports Radio is sponsored by Love Radio Network.
It's time to get educated on your Second Amendment right. It's time to get locked and loaded with 2 full hours of Gun Sports Radio. Your hosts Dave Stahl, Lance Palke, and Michael Schwartz will teach you anything and everything there is to know about firearms, self-defense, and the laws that affect your American right to own and bear arms. Visit gunsportsradio.com with your questions and comments, or to learn how to become a sponsor and or guest of the show. Now, here's your hosts, Dave, Lance, and Michael.
All right. Well, hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is Gun Sports Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
This first hour sponsorship is by Firearms Legal Protection. This hour is brought to you by those good folks at Firearms Legal Protection. And Firearms Legal Protection is the best legal protection for self-defense. Check them out on their website and see why at firearmslegal.com. Firearmslegal.com. They're your best choice. Also, if you're looking to do a little remodeling, maybe a kitchen, a room addition, or build your dream home, well, TDT Construction does it all. Don't overpay. Call TDT Construction today. That's 619-448-2353. That's 619-448-2353. Or you can visit them on the website at tdtbuild.com. That's tdtbuild.com. Check them out. AAA with the Better Business Bureau. And then we have CCW USA. Do you need to take a CCW class for your San Diego CCW? Well, do you want in Arizona, Florida, or other multi-state as well? Well, visit ccwusa.com. And CCW USA offers small class sizes and expert instructions to fit your schedule and your wallet. Check out their website for details on how to apply for your CCW and more. CCW.com. That's CCWUSA.com. Hey, guys. How you doing?
Fantastic.
Well, that's good. I see you got a special guest in the house, Linda Wells.
We have a very special guest. We got Judi Wells.
Or Judi. I'm sorry. Why did I say Linda?
Say hi. Say hi, Judi. There she is.
Good. Oh, she got a smile. Boy, she got a better smile than you got, Mike.
Well, that's
nice.
What's up with that? So, roundtable time. What's been kicking?
Well, Joe Dramisi, who's on his way stuck in traffic, he and I just tied for at Sporting Clays this month.
Did you?
Yeah, I think we started off slow, but a bunch of members went out and
you're right up there with him?
Oh, yeah.
That's why he's not here. He's out on the side of the freeway shooting clays, trying to practice. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, but we had a good time.
Where'd you go?
Lemon Grove Rod and Gun, once a month, the 10 Ring members.
Up in Alpine,
your neck of the woods.
So 10 Ring, well, what is 10 Ring?
So that's our highest level of membership for San Diego County gun owners.
And what does that cost?
Those are folks that donate $1,000 a year or $100 a month. And we do things like sporting clays and meet and greets and all kinds of special perks.
That's killer.
It's for people that, want to support at that level and want to meet other people who support at that level. Or,
gotcha.
Just want to do as much as they can to support the organization.
And what do they get out of it? I mean, what do you do for the money?
Well, so we San Diego County gun owners, we engage with local media to tell our side of the story. We vet candidates and give them resources to be successful in their campaigns. That's local candidates at city council and county level, and organize the Second Amendment community. Well, I'll tell you,
Don't forget the voter guide.
The voter guide is the most important thing. After we vet the candidates and help them get elected, one of the things we do is we create a voter guide so that you know who to vote for on these local boards and councils that make such a difference in your life.
And if you don't know who these people are, you've got a really good layout and explains to these folks just who you're dealing with.
Right. And the engaging with the media part is so important. There was I don't know if you guys saw it, there was a story that came out this morning from the local NBC who said they were talking about law enforcement confiscating firearms from criminals, that sort of thing. And they broke it down by firearm type and found out that I think it was 58% of the firearms confiscated were semi-automatic, evil semi-automatic firearms. Well, yeah, that's because about 85% of the firearms out there are semi-automatic.
Right.
But clearly they had an agenda. They quoted the Brady organization. They didn't contact us. So we're going to get a hold of them and say, hey, why wouldn't you want to have some kind of, first off, wouldn't you want a story that makes some kind of sense? I mean, it's like saying that the majority of automobiles that are involved in drunk driving are automatic.
That's right.
Well, that's because the majority of automobiles are automatic.
So we're going to ban automatics. Go back to stick shift.
Go back to stick. They wouldn't have a single millennial on the road.
Oh, my Lord. You have no way.
That kind of thing. But yeah, there was one other thing. I don't know if you guys saw this, but yesterday there was kind of a story that I think we should at least mention. In New York, a guy who's got a bunch of followers on Instagram. His name is Whiskey Warrior 556, and he actually was broadcasting on Instagram Live while the police were basically at his doorstep. And there was a lot of misinformation. It was reported that they were trying to serve a red flag, gun violence restraining order. Mm-hmm. There were reports that, he was armed, and then, but I got to tell you, it's actually this is something that we, the gun community, have to avoid. I don't know if you saw this. I don't know if you saw the videos.
No, I did not see it.
But he had clearly been drinking. There were credible reports of him committing domestic violence, which is sounded like was the reason that the law enforcement were there. But what's really disappointing is how many folks in our circle, our gun-owning circle, kind of jumped on this thing and were immediately on his side and started, almost this kind of weird hero worship and this anticipation of, well, gee, this is it. This is the revolution. We have got to stop doing this.
We have to.
It's just ridiculous. People, they play this game like they're actually going to, start a revolution, or they can't wait for a revolution. Meanwhile, we can't get them to show up at a city council meeting.
Right. Right. Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. Activists, so easily get distracted by by these shiny objects. But, I don't know all the details. They're going to come out. But immediately people are jumping on this and saying, oh, well, the red flag law, and they were trying to take his guns. And then it was reported that, no, that wasn't the case at all. Right. That it was actually some kind of domestic violence. This guy gets on, reports. But, man,
I wonder who's leaking that, those. I mean, is it the anti-gun folks that are leaking this as?
No, so he put it out there. This guy put it out there on video. And unfortunately, there were actually a lot of people that we've heard of and people, groups that we've heard of that jumped on this thing and said, oh, we're monitoring the situation, and oh my gosh. And and there were a bunch of comments under his Instagram of, well, here it comes. This
Lock
is it.
Lock and load.
We have got to stop this image. I mean, it's ridiculous. We're we're the pillars of society.
Yeah.
We need to get involved in the system. We can't, rely on one thing. And certainly our strategy isn't to wait for an armed revolution. We've got to get involved in the program, get the right people elected, and do what the other side has done to us to win, which is be successful, support the right people, and
change the narrative. Control the narrative.
Yeah, control the narrative. That's exactly right. You're absolutely correct. All right. Well, hey, let's take a quick break. When we come back, got a whole lot more right here on FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
Folks, hey, welcome back. You are listening to Gun Sports Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
Hey, what's the best defense for self-defense and those horrible new red flag laws? Firearms Legal Protection. Mike, Lance, and I use them. Firearms Legal Protection is a legal defense program for lawful gun owners with a 24/7 emergency hotline and plans designed specifically for the firearms owner. Talk to the good folks at Firearms Legal Protection today. That's Firearms Legal Protection at firearmslegal.com, or call them at 469-310-9100. That's 469-310-9100. Get more information at firearmslegal.com. Gun owners, be ready with a lawyer in your corner. Also, Cali Key, for all you California assault weapon owners, the laws, it makes it almost impossible to own an AR patterned rifle. What's the solution? Cali Key. Convert any mil-spec direct impingement AR platform rifle into a straight pull bolt action rifle so it can have all the features without being considered an assault weapon. It's a true drop-in solution. No milling, no aesthetics, modification, and no turning off your gas system. Keep your entire AR collection intact at a price you can afford. That's with Cali Key. That's Kalikey, Kalikey. And last but not least, are you looking for a home mortgage? Are you looking to get interest rates dropped? Because right now is the time to do it. Well, if you're looking to buy or sell or refi, or you're considering a reverse mortgage, call the pros at local mortgage guy that you can trust. That's Chris Wiley at PRMI Mortgage. For nearly 25 years, Chris has been helping local San Diegans with all their mortgage needs. Call Chris at 619-722-1303 or primeres.com/Alpine. All right. Oh, Joe Jamisi finally made it back in. And we've got a very special guest, Mike, and it looks like he's on the line.
Excellent. My very special guest today is Brett Roberts. He is a board member for Orange County Gun Owners up in beautiful Orange County, just to our north. Brett, are you there?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Michael?
Good, man. How are you?
Oh, I'm pretty well. Thank you. Just doing the American thing, hanging Christmas lights.
There you go. So, Brett, I wanted you to come on and talk about a program that you help facilitate up in Orange County that has been really successful and does an amazingly great job of educating people. And that's you guys have a monthly shooting social where you teach new shooters or shooters that just want a little bit more practice. And you guys use experienced shooters to work with new shooters. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, thanks, Mike. So the social is an event just to help people get to know weapons again, or get to know guns. We have a variety of different guns, from Glocks to SIGs to M&Ps. I mean, you name it, we got it. Berettas, pistols, revolvers. We break out some long guns at the end. It's just a way of getting people familiarized with them. We put them through a quick safety briefing, make sure they can unload and load the weapons properly by starting out with having them load some magazines with snap caps. And we just go through kind of a quick 30 to 40-minute safety briefing and explanation of stuff. And then every single gun on the table has a mentor standing next to it. So when you walk up to the line, you're downrange, number one. You're not shooting from the bays. You're downrange shooting from tables. You're about 7 yards away from the targets. So when you walk up to the weapon, you have a mentor standing there who knows the weapon that's there, and he or she completely makes sure that you're safe and the people around you are being safe, and you're handling the weapon safe, and there's very little risk for any kind of a malfunction or operational error. So,
and this is geared towards people that have little experience, right?
That's correct. We take anyone who has no experience whatsoever to folks that maybe haven't shot in 10, 15, 20 years, or even people that are shopping around and looking for different guns so they can even try before they buy, shooting our guns.
And you're at a range, right? You're at an indoor range you do this?
Yes, we're at an indoor range here in Orange, California. It's Evans Gun World. It's in the west part of Orange, over by the Anaheim Stadium and the pond. It's easy to get to. It's freeway friendly without the 57 freeway in Ball or Catella, and yeah, it's a great spot to shoot. And they've really they've turned that range around from what it used to be. It's one of the oldest ranges in California as well. And it's a great spot to shoot at. And
they do a really good job of supporting you. So thank you very much, Evans, for doing everything for this shooting social program, because you guys are knocking it out of the park.
Absolutely. No, Peter, the new owner of Evans, is awesome. His manager, Wendy, the whole crew over there are really neat guys. They know their stuff. They also will really embrace the Orange County gun owners population as well, with even more knowledge as far as maybe purchasing a gun, the ammo laws, and all that other fun stuff too that we deal with here in California. So you can't go wrong if you're over at Evans. Okay,
so if you're brand new, you're listening right now, and you're brand new, or maybe somebody knows somebody that's relatively new to shooting, and they want to participate, walk them through. How do they get involved? What do they do?
You just sign up on the website, OrangeCountyGunOwners.com, and you register. You can pay right online. It's $50. You can shoot as much ammo as you want.
It's only $50?
It's only $50. The range, the shooting, the ammo, and we even feed them. So you can't beat it.
You get food and range time and ammo and an instructor and everything. It's $50. That's an amazing value. I don't know if you guys here in the studio have ever been to a gun range before. But $50,
it's way more than $50.
Yeah. Okay, so you're relatively new. You want a first-time shooting experience. So you want to go to the range. You want somebody to help you along. You want to try different types of guns, and you want a bite to eat. $50. You go to OrangeCountyGunOwners.com. Sign up. How often do you guys have these?
We do these once a month. It's sometimes on a Saturday, sometimes on a Sunday, but once a month is about all we do right now. But we're looking to possibly start doing it twice a month, maybe in 2020.
That's amazing. That's really. And typically, how many people can you accommodate?
We've had parties up to about 20, which is about the maximum we want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we have a lot of room to work with, and the folks that come in, it's really neat to watch them come in, and some of them, like you said, brand new shooters. So they're nervous, they're a little apprehensive on shooting and whatnot. And by the time they leave, they got huge smiles on their faces. They're laughing, having a good time. They're excited that they were able to overcome what fears and misrepresentation they've had with guns, and so forth. And they really leave there thinking, like, you know what, this is a great thing. And they learn something. That's the best part of it.
What's your background? Now you're a board member for Orange County Gun Owners. I know you do a lot of work for Orange County Gun Owners and do a great job. What's your involvement with firearms? Or did you grow up with guns? Or talk to me about your background.
So I have the ever so common story of the grandfather who only liked the kid that can shoot. So as a young boy, my grandfather took me out shooting, and I fell in love with it immediately. And I was a pretty good shot right out the gate, and that impressed him. So I was fortunate to grow up around him. He did a lot of hunting and whatnot, but we go to the desert a lot and run dune buggies, and so I started shooting as a young boy. Then in my teens, I continued to shoot here and there, and then in my 20s, I started. I bought my first pistol at 21. And just started shooting at the range. I got to spend some time with a gentleman from Langley, Virginia when I was in my 20s. I spent about 2.5 weeks with this gentleman. He was a firearms specialist over there, so he taught me a tremendous amount early on, and proper grip control and whatnot. And he really got me excited about shooting. So just throughout my 30s, I've been able to train with a lot of different outfits, anywhere from law enforcement outfits to special operation outfits to where I got fast track, so I'd spend 2 or 3 days to maybe a couple of weeks with these folks and just kind of learn by great level of people like Navy SEALs or Rangers or what have you. And then the pistol stuff I got really back into about 6 years ago when I got my concealed carry. I probably shouldn't have just said that. But anyway,
no, you're okay.
Yeah.
So when I got into that, I took it serious because I know training is very important when it comes down to carrying. So I started training with an outfit here in Orange County. Went to a few different places, and I never thought I'd be an instructor. I just fell into it by chance, and I've been enjoying it for the last year or so. We really trained. So my background with pistols is just more back of training for today's environment. I really brought everything, the knowledge I've had from all my years of shooting, into an instructor point of view where you're training for today's environment. I'm not trying to go.
And that's perfect. And now there's a lot of opportunity here because there's opportunity. One, if you haven't really shot much, or you're thinking about buying a new gun, you want to go try different types of firearms. There's an opportunity for you to attend. If you want to, maybe you are a pretty good shot and you've taught other people, maybe informally, and you want to get better, you want to give back to the community. One of the best ways to get better is to go teach people. And because this is, a little more informal, of course, always emphasize safety and professionalism, but because it's a little more informal, this is an opportunity for folks to go and give some of their knowledge back to new shooters. There's all kinds of opportunity to get involved here for people that maybe just want to, be a little bit more social. They want to meet other like-minded folks, but you guys are really doing it right, and you're attracting a lot of great people, and the program's going really well.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. It's fun. All the mentors, all the people that come up and help to make the event successful and safe, they're what really makes it happen. They volunteer their time. I have other instructors that do volunteer their time, and we even try to volunteer our knowledge as well. When we see a shooter up at a different level, spending 5, 6, 7 minutes with individuals, you can really pick out what levels these folks are at. And sometimes, I'll have the mentor spend the entire evening with a lady or a young person who may be really apprehensive about shooting, and we want them to be comfortable. So a lot of times these people gravitate towards one mentor, and then we'll just have that mentor stay with that person throughout the night or the afternoon, and really help them overcome whatever it is that they're a little apprehensive about shooting guns. And at the end of the night, like I said, big smiles on their faces, leaving there with great knowledge and proper way of shooting. There's so many folks that have shot for so many years that still don't shoot correctly. So that's the thing we really try to push on is the folks that come out as well.
Hey, Brett, real quick with a minute we got left, it's Lance Pelkey. Where's your range located in case, we wanted to come up and if we're in the neighborhood, we wanted to use your range?
Oh, thank you, Lance. We're right here in Orange County, right here in the city of Orange. Cross streets would basically be Catella and Maine, or Ball and Maine. So we're really close to the Anaheim Stadium.
Okay, and the name of it again?
Thank you, Evans Gun World.
Evans Gun World.
Evan Gun World. So that's where, but you don't work for Evans. That's just where you have the shooting socials. You're total volunteer. The name of your company, though, you do have a training company. And what's the name of that company?
Oh, thank you. It's Apex Defensive Strategies.
Okay.
Apex Defensive Strategies.
And what's the website? Because that's what everybody lives and dies by nowadays.
It's exactly that, apexdefensivestrategies.com. Thank you. We have an Instagram account as well, all under the same thing. We're going to launch a YouTube channel here pretty soon. We've been putting some videos up of stuff we do. There's a lot of CCW holders in Orange County, so we're really trying to push these folks to come train with us. We keep our prices terribly cheap.
Yeah.
Because we do this, we do this for the community more than we do anything else. Like I said, I fall in love with the training part of it, so it's fun, and you'll be really surprised when you train with us and how much knowledge you're going to get, and not only the physical training, but also the mental side of carrying a weapon and what you're thinking about, what you should be thinking about, and of course how to make sure that hopefully you survive the situation.
Excellent. Thank you very much for all you do up in Orange County, Brett. Everybody check out OrangeCountyGunOwners.com. OrangeCountyGunOwners.com. Come to the meetings. Come to the Christmas party on the 18th. At JT Schmidt in Anaheim. And thank you for all you do, Brett.
You're the best, man.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, a whole lot more right here on Gun Sports Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
Welcome back. You are listening to Gun Sports Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
This segment is brought to you by A.O. Sword. Have you been to A.O. Sword Firearms in El Cajon? Oh, my gosh. You have to put that on your bucket list. They got the widest selection of guns in San Diego County, and they have over 600 unique guns in stock, including hundreds of used guns. So if you can't afford new, they can hook you up with a quality certified used gun. Go see their full-service experienced gunsmith. They can do everything from mild to wild to full custom firearms. A.O. Sword Firearms store is located right there at 929 East Main Street in the city of El Cajon. Go to their website at aosword.com or give them a call at 619-749-4867. Build, buy, or repair. A.O. Sword Firearms is your go-to place for all things firearms. That's aosword.com. That's aosword.com at 619-749-4867. All right, normally we would have John Dillon on the line from Gatsky, Dillon, and Balance LLP, but unfortunately he is working on his lawsuit. But you can go to cafirearmslaw.com or give him a call at 760-431-9501 with any gun question you might have. If you can't hold out until Monday, he'll be more than happy to chat with you. And Lance,
well,
you
John,
have a very special guest.
We do, and John's going to be probably at the San Diego County Gun Owners Christmas party that's coming up on December 11th. So if you want to meet John in person, please come down to, 32 North Brewery, somewhere off of
close to
Miramar Road area.
Yeah.
And I'll be there. Dave will be there. Probably about 500 or 600 people. It'll be a lot of fun.
Should be a ton of fun.
Also, too, we're going to do the show live, as you recall. That's coming up the 14th and the 15th of December. We will be there on Sunday, the 15th, live from 1 to 5 o'clock. Mm-hmm. So
come down, get a selfie with Lance.
Come on
worth
down.
a fortune.
It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Come down, meet Dave, Michael, the whole crew. I hope, Joe, are you going to be down there?
Yes,
he's shaking his head.
Yeah, well, his microphone is way over there.
He's shaking his head.
Yes, I will be there.
And he's yawning. So, I mean, he's just got 2 strikes against him in the world of radio.
That's fabulous. But anyway, and also, too, so, we started the show 3 years ago. We called it Gun Sports Radio because, we're inclusive of everybody and everything gun.
Right.
And to that end, we've interviewed Judi Wells several times, and Judi is in the studio. Say hi to everybody, Judi.
Good afternoon. Hi, all.
So Judy's came on today. She came in the studio, and so I just wanted to talk with Judi just for a couple minutes about a really interesting story on how Judi got started. Just shooting with firearms. Did you have a gun in your crib?
I actually did not.
Yeah.
I started way late in life.
Yes, she did.
The only exposure I had to firearms was an unfortunate one when I was, my career as a speech pathologist. I worked in a lot of inner city schools, and we had a lot of firearms that the kids had illegally. And so I was always really frightened of firearms and people that didn't have any control. That was my experience with guns.
Yeah, that's scary.
And then later in life, my husband decided that he, on his bucket list, was to get a firearm. And I thought, oh, no, we're not having a gun in our house because it's certainly going to jump out of the safe and shoot me.
Shoot you right in the leg.
Yeah, with no problem. So after we had the no, you're not, yes, I am, no, you're not discussion, I decided that I needed to figure out how to feel comfortable with it. So I went down to the local gun range, Discount Gun Mart, and signed up for lessons and cried. Honestly, that is no lie, for probably 2 months. I would make myself go to the range. I would shoot the gun once, and then I would have like a nervous breakdown. And
why was that?
I'm an adrenaline junkie. I fly airplanes. I do crazy stuff. So I fully expected to love it, and I hated it. And then somehow, about on my 6th lesson, Kyle, my firearms instructor, decided that I needed a challenge. So he brought out the Winchester qualification program.
Oh.
And as soon as I figured out there was actually a reason to do this instead of just throwing lead down range, I got hooked. And one thing led to the other, led to the other, led to the other. And now I'm running A Girl and a Gun. And I've come to find out that many of us start with a lot of fear. The executive director of A Girl and a Gun actually was an anti-gunner like I was. And she took it up because of, I think it was Hurricane Katrina, when she watched all these moms have no way to protect her family.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so she decided she was going to be her own first responder.
Wow.
And that's kind of her tagline now. And I've come to find out as women come to me and want to learn that they have huge fear. I have women that cry, that shake, that don't want anything to do with the noise. And we work through it and have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, we also talked about too. You talked about that you were doing yoga and the vegan thing.
Yeah,
and so talk about that a little bit and how the media kind of had some influence in your life also.
Well,
during that point,
I did. I spent a lot of my life before it was cool to be into yoga back in the 70s. I started doing yoga, and that's a lot of, and I don't eat meat and all that kind of stuff. And you really have a mindset of do no harm, and you think that guns are just about shooting other people.
Right.
And even my daughter, who is just kind of not too fond of me doing this, she has this real crazy idea that we run around and have
shoot
no
people.
safety rules, right? When actually my group, we're known as the safety snobs because we're safety snobs. But you grow up with this mindset and you see the media and you see that people are saying that guns kill people and we need gun control, and you don't really even know have the questions to ask.
Right.
Until you become, somebody that shoots or does it for a sport and understands everything about firearms. It's not just the violence.
Yeah.
And sometimes I do think it's kind of hard to reconcile my passion and the violence that it can create.
Sure.
With something that I love to do. Mm-hmm. I mean, we shoot trap in A Girl and a Gun. We have a competition team. We introduce the girls to so many things that they become passionate about. And we're our own tribe.
Yeah. And responsibility. And respect.
And safety.
Safety.
So as before, I would say, if you have children, don't have guns. Now I think every child should be educated.
Right.
Because they go to someone's house and how do you know they don't have a gun on their counter?
Yeah, I think it's irresponsible not to educate children about firearms.
Well, and the unfortunate thing is, not probably me, I'm the oldest guy in this room, but I grew up and my dad was a police officer, so he would be one not to have we were never allowed to touch any of his firearms, but he gave me a BB gun, he gave me a .22, and I learned to shoot from a BB gun to a .22 to a hunting rifle. I mean, and everything was very regimented, and I was taught that responsibility, the whole bit. We don't do that anymore with our kids.
No.
We don't even want to bring it up. But guess what? The kids are going to find out about this stuff at school and in the play yards and stuff. So you need to, educate them, because not educating them is not going to save them.
Right.
Well, when I have women that come to me and then they decide it's not for them or they need to think about it or they do, I always end the session saying, whatever you do, please educate your children. Please tell them what to do.
Whether you want to do it or not.
Right. What to do if they find a firearm, which is, stop, run away, tell an adult. Because if I can at least get that message out through the women, then that's a good thing.
I totally
And that's part of our deal when we started the show was to showcase people getting the guns out and using them. Don't just have them in your closet. Don't just have them in your safe.
Right.
Certainly take them to the range, but get them out and use them. And Judi's been an example of that. She's, you heard her story, and now she's quite involved in all kinds of ranges around San Diego.
Yeah, world domination.
Isn't that great? And all kinds of groups. So she's going to be our reporter out in the field and showcasing different ladies, gals, people that are involved in the sport on a monthly basis and bringing that to the show. So we want to welcome you.
Thank you. I'm really excited. I have so many ideas.
She really does. And the other thing, too, we were talking earlier before the show started about just, phobias about, when someone might have, girl or dad might have said, hey, shoot the shotgun. She's 11 years old.
Oh, my goodness.
I have a lot of women who come to me and they are terrified because their dad gave them a 12 gauge with nothing.
Yeah. No instruction and no
nothing.
Protection.
And they shoot it and they're like, oh my gosh, this is the most fun ever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no. And I think if you're trained right, places like Gun Range San Diego, they really take care of first-time shooters. And there's been some ranges in town that really didn't really care whether the first-time shooter showed up. They just do not have to deal with you guys. And I think that's absolutely huge that you get with the good training and show how much fun it can be. The downside is you go through a lot of ammo, huh, Joe?
And
yeah, you do. That's for sure.
And so, Judi, where can they find you? Where can people find you if they have more questions?
Website.
The website, they would go to agirlandagun.org. That's the national website. And then they would find the chapter San Diego. Also, they can just look on our Facebook, which is San Diego, A Girl and a Gun. And it gives them all the information about our events, what we do, our trap league, everything that they want to become involved in.
Yes.
They can reach out to me through social media.
And they're really active.
And I have to tell you, I love the title, A Girl and a Gun. I don't know where they came up with that, but that is, to me, is an awesome title because it says it all.
The organization itself is, honestly, I was not a girl club person. These women are phenomenal. I have friends all over the country.
Yeah.
And it's just all about the camaraderie, and it shows at my chapter meetings. The women support each other. They cheer each other on. When we were at Trap at P2K, the dentist out there said, I cannot believe how you support each other. I mean, we were cheering for each other, and it's just natural.
Now, is there a cost to be part of your group?
It's $50 a year. And then when they come to the meeting, if you're a member, it's $2 a meeting. And they get instruction. I have two co-instructors, and they come to our Brilliance in the Basics meetings as beginners, and they get full instruction. And then after they go through the new shooter protocol, they're allowed to come to other events, which is, I mean, we have women running and gunning and working from holsters, and you're
as bad as Michael Schwartz. I keep telling you guys, you got to raise your rates. $2 for a team.
Isn't that great?
I mean, then you got Michael throwing Christmas parties and barbecues and shooting socials.
All kinds of fun. Yeah.
But also, too, so Judi certainly represents a girl in a gun, but really for us, she's going to be talking about all kinds of women's sports. Everybody, all the clubs, everybody. And so she's
on the road more than we are.
She is.
And you're going to
How many days a week are you doing something?
We have 3 meetings a month, and then we have special events, and then we have our trap league and our competition team.
Fabulous.
And they all are once a month. So I bet we have 5-6 activities in our club alone a month, and then we try to get the girls to go and train. And we want, a rising tide lifts all ships.
That's right.
We want everybody to train and train and train. So when they come back to us, then they can help bring up our next group of new shooters.
So look at Joe. He's all bummed out he can't join.
It's a lot of fun. Well, hopefully, I don't know if you're going to be in town on December 11th for the Christmas party. That'll be good. And then when's the gun prom?
It's coming up in May, so we still have plenty of time. We're going to start. We're going to announce in January
about the Second Amendment celebration.
I was there last year. We wore the tiaras.
Yeah,
if you remember.
I remember that
because it was gun prom. So you guys wore tiaras.
Isn't it
All
fun?
of us.
You're the first one to came up with that idea. What a great idea.
I was channeling my inner prom queen.
And if you have questions for Judi, info@gunsportsradio.com. Send them to me, info@gunsportsradio.com, or our website, gunsportsradio.com. Anyway, welcome aboard, Judi. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Thank you so much.
It's going to be a ton of fun. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, there's a whole lot more right here on FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
Folks, welcome back. You're listening to Gun Sports Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
Hey, what's the best defense for self-defense in those horrible new red flag laws? You guessed it, Firearms Legal Protection. Mike, Lance, Joe, and I, we use them. Firearms Legal Protection is a legal defense program for lawful gun owners with a 24/7 emergency hotline and plans designed specifically for the firearms owner. Talk to the good folks at Firearms Legal Protection today. That's Firearms Legal Protection at firearmslegal.com, or call them at 469-310-9100, 469-310-9100. Gun owners, be ready with lawyer in your corner. Hey, do you want a special one-on-one CCW training? Well, our good buddy John Groff can make that happen. He does individual CCW training classes tailored to you. John has been providing individual CCW training classes for first-timers and people renewing their permit for years. John can arrange a time to fit your schedule and an affordable price, calming, professional demeanor. He has it all. Call John today at 619-933-4368. That's 619-933-4368. Or stop by Gun Range San Diego. John is there most of the time as well. All right, hey, this segment is brought to you by the good folks at the Gun Range San Diego, 7853 Balboa Avenue in San Diego. They're open 10 to 10, 7 days a week. Go to thegunrangesandiego.com. They are the Nordstroms of gun ranges, just not the price. And I think we got Casey on the line.
We got old man Casey.
Howdy.
There he is.
What's up, Casey?
Old man Casey.
How's it going?
That kid's
He
a
sounds
little
worn out.
whippersnapper, boy. What's up with that?
How was it yesterday?
No, it was a great time. We had 15, 16, 17 people in there. It was a great day. Everybody's in there shooting great. We had a lot of newer shooters. I know it was kind of a combination of multiple schools, so the word is spreading, and all these people are getting excited about hey, there's actually a shooting club in a California university. Like, it's insanity. You would never think that would happen, but those guys are pulling it off, so good on them.
So Casey's talking about, we had another shooting social for the Young Republicans and the UCSD marksmanship program that Jimmy put together, and we had 15, 16 people, something like that, and Casey opened up early for us and helped everybody out. But I think, Lance, you were talking about their big sale is what you were asking about.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
yeah,
right after
really
that was
day.
the big sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yep. Yeah, it was a great day. We had a lot of people coming in. And the big kicker was that we have a lot more members that we get to share the range with. That was the big thing. A lot of people enjoyed it. So we got a couple dozen more new members in our range. So it's a good day. And then next Friday will be our Black Friday sale. We're going to be doing a special on Glock 19. So if anybody's looking for one, we will have the lowest price in town, and I guarantee that. I cannot tell you the price because, that's business. But if you come on in, we will whisper it in your ears and take your money.
Well, I know you've had amazing prices on Glocks before, so I'm sure it'll be terrific.
Mm-hmm.
Let me backtrack for a second on the UCSD event. I saw somewhere on social media, was USD there also, or that was an urban legend?
There were some students there from USD.
Oh,
it was
wow,
UCSD, USD. It was the young Republicans from both, and it was also the marksmanship program. So it was a big conglomerate of new shooters.
Nice. I was a graduate.
Cornucopia of new shooters.
I was a graduate.
There was a couple guys,
USD,
I brought them. I brought my personal AR in there and let them shoot it. And they were. Well, I just specifically remember one guy who was just shaking like a leaf over excitement. I was just like, "Slow down, man! You're gonna get to shoot it." And he's just like, "I just always wanted to shoot an AR-15. I can't wait. I was like, I let him get in a couple extra rounds, and just because he was so just thrilled about that opportunity.
Yeah. So Casey has his personal AR there. Do you mind telling the folks at home what?
I rock a LWRC M6 IC. It's made by LWRC. Is one of the better companies out there. It's up there with Daniel Defense, HKs. I love this rifle because it has a fluted barrel on it, which is really nice for the heat distribution on it. You would think, is it going to be a big, heavy rifle? It is not. It's one of the lightest production rifles out there, and it's fully ambidextrous. So if you're a left-handed shooter, look up LWRCs. They are fully ambidextrous, which means you have a mag release, bolt release, and safety on both sides of the gun. Now, I run mine featureless because that's what I tend to prefer. To get them here in the state, they do run with the, is it the Kingpin or Juggernaut? It's one of the mag locks on it, but we do have them.
And when you say fluted, that's the twisted barrel?
Exactly, yeah. The LWRC has this milled fluted barrel. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
When you look at it, you're like, that's an LWRC. You already know.
Yep.
They have done such a great job on this rifle. This is my fancy rifle. This is my expensive one. I love it, but I absolutely abuse it. Like, I shoot it as it should. It is my tool. This was my go-to weapon.
And this is Veronica. You guys are so supportive. The Gun Range San Diego is so supportive of the program. So we get them all matched up with experienced shooters. We get them in there. We teach them how. They run over some of the basics, and then they stand there and help them. And then about 15, 20 minutes into it, Casey looks up at me and says, "I'm going to go wake him up." And he takes his AR in there, and they all get to shoot the AR. It's a lot of fun. But I really appreciate how passionate you are about being there early in the morning and helping new shooters, Casey.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's the cool thing about our range. Most ranges, especially indoor ranges around the U.S., a lot of times you hear that the range officers in there are older guys that are just mean and expect everybody to know exactly what should be done in a firearm world, and that's not the case for us. Most of us guys here, we're in our 20s to 30s. Most of us are ex-military, so we have a lot of patience when it comes to instructing, but we want people to come in here and experience the firearm world. We're not here to scare people away. We're not here to, belittle anybody or make them feel dumb because they didn't know. That's not what we want, and that's sometimes what you will see in the firearm industry, and that's kind of the flaw that I catch on people is, some people will treat and belittle other people because they simply don't know. Like, that's what we don't need. We want them to learn. We want them to be excited about getting into this to support it. It's an ever shrinking demographic here, especially on the West Coast. California, the gun laws are getting worse and worse. It's spreading to Oregon, it's spreading to Washington. The last thing we need is more enemies when it comes to that.
Well, in the couple minutes we have left, Casey, just real quick, somewhere on social media I saw that they're touting the benefits of that Ruger PCR, or was it PC9?
Yep, the PC9. Mm-hmm.
I love that thing. So anyway, my little thing with a red dot on it, I wanted to take it to the San Diego County Gun Owners picnic, but barbecue, I didn't make it up there for that. But what a bitchin' little rifle.
Absolutely. Yeah, that PC9.
God.
We sell those when it comes to 9mm rifles. We sell those things like hotcakes just because, people like 9mm. They're fun to shoot. They're easy to shoot. A lot of people don't think of, using a 9mm carbine for home defense or anything like that. That's absolutely a viable reason. That is absolutely something that can be thrown on there just because they're going to be small, easy, and good for recoil management. I've recommended it to a couple people that wanted to get a rifle or a shotgun for their significant other because sometimes they're not comfortable shooting a pistol or whatnot. So I always recommend those 9mm. We have them the PC9 by Ruger. We have the MP5s from PTR. We have the CZ Scorpions. We have Chris Vectors. We have everything. It's coming down to the shooter preference of what they like to shoot.
You got it. And real quick about 22s, do you have some 22, in stock?
Absolutely. 22 is great for training. Absolutely. They're fun. They're a great caliber to introduce people into the firearm world. I call them the little pop guns on the range. People are like, oh, it's so scary. It looks like an AR-15. I was like, honestly, inside the range, you sometimes don't even know what's going off because how loud it is with the other rifles. Is it a good thing for self-defense? Not necessarily. There's been multiple cases where people have been shot by 22s and didn't even realize it until later on when they realized, oh, I have a hole on me. Statistics, there were some high statistics saying that there's more deaths to have killed more people than any other caliber. Not necessarily true. When you look at it, it's mainly because of the prevalence of 22s out there. A lot of these shootings are done by 22s and times. It's not necessarily a deadly round. But when it comes to training and getting proficient in the firearms, absolutely, it is an extremely cheap alternative just to get fundamentals down.
Yep. Right. Well, and the one thing
develop a flinch.
Yeah, and the one thing nice about gun range, you have all those guns to show people, and if they got that dazed look, you say, you know what, let's take 3 of them and go in the range, and you tell me.
Absolutely.
And that's the beauty of having a range like yours that helps out young shooters and first-time shooters.
Absolutely. That's why we're here. We want people to enjoy this. We don't want people to turn away or get a bad taste in their mouth when it comes to the firearm world. We want them to be excited and on our side for it. We're not here to, scare people off. We want them on our team.
Right. And a lot of people need to know when they come to your range, if they don't have ear protection, you do. So
Absolutely.
When you hear
eyes, ears, targets, we got everything.
So when you hear it popping when you're coming up to the range and you're going, oh wow, that's really really loud. Once you get the headphones or the noise canceling headgear on, you won't even know it.
Absolutely. Yeah. We keep all that in stock too.
All right. Well, buddy, are you you're not open on Thanksgiving, are you?
Nope. We will be closed on Thanksgiving. We're all going to go home to our families and
how
enjoy
about the day after?
Day. We'll be open Black Friday.
All right. Well, I just want to make sure people know not to go roaring down
big
on
sale. Well, that's Friday's your big sale on Glock 19s.
It's coming, man.
If you want a Glock 19, man, Friday's the day.
Absolutely.
So,
we'll see you guys all down there.
So when you go to work and you see Lance and Mike in sleeping bags outside the front door, you'll know exactly why. Just get the gear ready. They'll have their trunk lids open. Well, they can't buy it yet. They got to do all the paperwork.
And if we're in the same sleeping bag, just look away.
Yeah, look away.
Okay.
Throw cold water on it. Keep walking. All right, buddy. Thanks a lot. You're the best.
Thanks, Casey.
Gun Sports Radio. Nordstrom's of gun ranges on FM 96.1 AM 1170.
The Answer.
Stick around for the second hour.
Gun Sports Radio is sponsored by Love Radio Network.